Hello and welcome back to Bullet Wanderer. I'm Brendan, this is Bullet Wanderer, and today we're going to be reviewing another piece of motorcycle kit. This e-pump from CycPlus. It's a small package that packs a punch, and it's something that could come in handy on a motorcycle tour, and I think I will be putting this in my saddlebag. If you remember the tour last year, me and Marty were spending a while looking for air compressors in Switzerland. We couldn't find any. It turns out they were there all along, but it would have been handy to have something like this. Now, you might already have a motorcycle compressor that attaches with crocodile clips to your battery. If you have a bike like the Bullet, that works very well because the battery is right there, ready to access. But if you've got a bike like Marty's where you have to remove the seat and a few bits and bobs to get to the battery to put on the crocodile clips, this could be a pretty good buy for you, or a good stocking stuffer, or a good birthday gift. And let's talk about it today. But before we get into the review, thanks again CycPlus for sending on the Cube Pro Max. I really appreciate it, and it's going to be coming with me on my travels from now on. So out of the gate we got this pretty nice box, which gives us specifications in the back about things like the weight, the battery, the product size. It's 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 3 centimeters if you're interested, and it weighs just under 200 grams. Opening the box, we find everything neatly packaged. First up is the manual. The manual is written in good English. I found no spelling errors, so I was pretty pleased, and it's very descriptive, short and sweet, gets you going quick enough, and to be honest, it's a foolproof device. You won't need the manual after you first set it up. And setup is easy. But next we have a bag that contains nothing. I think this bag is intended to put all the bits and bobs in so that they're nicer contained and you can throw in your pack. After that, we have another smaller Ziploc bag with all the doodads that we need. And then finally we have the CycPlus Cube Pro Max itself, which comes in the silicone protector. The device itself is made out of a solid piece of metal, which is great, but because it gets hot during use, it comes with a silicone cover, and as well, the silicone cover protected against everything else that's in your pack, and protect everything else in your pack that's against it. To turn it on, you just press the top button for 2 seconds and it turns on. That bottom bar lets you know how much battery life you have left, and to set the PSI, you press the button to go up or to press the bottom button to go down. Easy, right? You can see it's either in bar or PSI, depending on which you prefer. To activate the pump, press the power button again to turn it on. So the CycPlus Cube Pro Max is set up for press the valves right out of the box, which is great for bicycles and that kind of pump. But as we're motorcyclists, we want the Schrader valve, which fortunately the CycPlus comes with the adapter for that. And it's easy to install. You just put in a rubber grommet, slap in a brass pillar, and then attach the hose and you're good to goes. Obviously I'm getting no PSI here because there's no tyre here. So let's go out to Daisy and pump her tyres. So at the front tyre, I typically like to run with about 28 PSI or 2 bar. That's what Name does, so I copy him because he seems to know what he's doing more than I do. So I set it to 2 PSI, or not 2 PSI. So I set it to 2 bar, attach it to the bike. Now something I like is when you're screwing this on, it doesn't give that sudden whoosh where you lose a bit of PSI. And then you get your reading. And then you just press the pump and it'll pump until it gets to the right PSI and it'll stop. Then you just unscrew it to get it off. Now after 1 minute on standby it'll turn off by itself, so just bear that in mind. Good for battery saving. Then, for the rear tyre on Daisy Bell, I put it to 2.2 bar, which is about 32 PSI. Same thing again, just find the valve, screw it on, press the button, pump away. Press the button and pump away. It'll get it up to the bar you need, and that'll be that. Next, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. Now this comes in at $129, £102 or €119. So So it's a little on the expensive side, but what you do get is something that does feel of that quality. You know, it's a full metal construction. In terms of statistics of how much you can pump with this on a single charge, it'll do 7 bicycle tires, 7 motorcycle tires between 2 and 2.5 bar, or 4 car tires on a single charge. But in terms of charging time for this, it takes 1 hour to fully charge, and that battery will stay put for at least a month. It'll still have half its battery, and then so on. So if you're going touring, you could throw this in your pack and be very confident that it will still hold enough charge to pump up your tires and then some, if you needed that. But what is a review without a good old pros and cons list? And I've compiled one. In terms of pros, it's got a very easy to read screen and it's extremely easy to operate. 3 buttons, you can't go wrong. It's got a solid metal construction. It's not going to break anytime soon and it can withstand a bit of a beating. The hose, it's easy to attach. Where have I put it? The hose is easy to attach and interchangeable depending on what type of valve you're running. For motorcycles and bicycles, it's got plenty of charge in it to pump those tires several times, so it's great for touring. Small and compact that you can just throw it in a pack as well. And it's not going to drain your motorbike's battery, and if you're on a bicycle you don't have a battery to drain anyway, so there you go. Now in terms of cons, I could only think of one, and it's a bit of a big one, and that is the price. It's quite expensive compared to mini stop and go air compressors. But at the same time, it's not a clip onto your battery stop and go air compressor. It's its own thing and it doesn't rely on your motorbike's battery. And as I said, if you have an awkward to get to battery, this could be pretty good and handy for you to have on tour. Even if not just to pump your tires, just to check the pressure in the morning, say you're heading off for the day, at least you can be confident, I know it's at this PSI. Of course, at the same time, you could always go to a petrol station and check the pump there, but sometimes they might charge you for it. I don't know. I think it would make a good gift for a Father's Day gift, or for your husband or wife, or someone that's either motorcyclist or a cyclist. But all in all, I think it's a pretty solid compressor. Could be useful if you ride with a motorbike that has an awkward to access battery, or if you're a cyclist, this is perfect for you too, as it's interchangeable nozzle. The only thing I would say about it is, I just wish it came with somewhere on it to store the nozzle. I mean, it's no big deal, you have the Ziploc bag it comes with to throw the whole thing into, but it'd be nice if there was like a little recess or something just to hide this in, if that makes sense. For such a simple thing, it's a fairly solid construction, and I thought just screwing on something like this it might have a bit of air leaks or anything like that, but no, there's a rubber O-ring in there and it comes with a spare one if somehow this one perished that you could put over it. Screw that on. I was quite impressed that it didn't leak air and Daisy tires pumped easy. So if the CycPlus AS2 Pro Max interests you, there's a link to buy one in the description below somewhere. And yeah, thanks for watching this review. I'll be back again soon with more videos. Hopefully we'll be back out on the bike. The weather is getting better, as you saw on the last one. I appreciate you sticking through with me through this dark wintry times, and pretty soon we'll have longer evenings, so we'll get out again on Daisy and put rubber to ground. Rubber pumped by the CycPlus AS2 Pro Max. Okay, enough cheesiness. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!